Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. I hope you guys are having a great day. We have some interesting things and a little bit of a reversal that's happening in the market today after the Fed has decided to hold interest rates steady. Now, this is kind of what the market was pricing in, and we have this expectation actually becoming reality. Right now, we're seeing stock futures that are on a little bit of a rise, and we're going to be talking about PLTR because now there's only a few trading sessions left until the first quarter earnings for 2024 will be released. We have a lot to break down for you guys. If you are a new or returning viewer, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Pop it up on the screen here. First thing that we want to talk about is the Fed that actually decided to hold interest rates, talking about keeping those unchanged for the time being because we're still seeing inflation that's kind of trickling along, trying to keep its efforts in terms of cooling inflation. What the Fed is going to be doing basically is holding higher for longer. This does not mean increase as long as there's no dramatic or drastic changes within the economy in terms of inflation. But holding a steady, even though it's a high rate right now, the market is correctly pricing this in. Big things that we're looking for on Thursday are going to be the key labor data set that's going to be happening later this week. This will give us more an idea on how the economy is running, how the checks and balances of the market are operating. Bring it down here to Palantir. Has a little bit of a reversal today, and even up here in the after hours right now at 22.37, doing a good job holding this $22 level of support. We've seen this across this trend line right here at about this $22. This area is becoming interesting, and I'm really excited to see that Palantir is continuing to establish support here, especially with earnings. Volatility is going to be gearing up here within the next few trading sessions. Taking a look at options right here, you see a lot of call volume at the $22.50 and the $23 strike price for end of the week expirations. That's just talking about Friday here. People taking a short-term bet, getting ahead, thinking earnings is going to be doing good. We have an important article to break down for you guys that PLTR will be beating their earnings. That's the prediction that we're sitting at with right now. In terms of the general market, consolidation today, like I said, futures rising, market is correctly pricing this in. Big things that we do need to talk about. Great article here from Seeking Alpha talking about how Palantir still has tons of upside. In particularly, the three big catalysts that are really important to take a look at, to analyze, and to interpret the data on in this coming earnings right here. Talking about a strong financial performance, I think, is one of the key aspects to Palantir's success. And we've seen the strong financial profile that is really geared up and has hit the ground running, especially, of course, with AIP that has been released. And with the AIP, there's actually the introduction we see on Twitter right here. PLTR introducing Build with Palantir Tech, this AIP beta. This is coming early May, exploring an AIP product suite, which is a great way to look at different types of utilities and needs that possible clients need to incorporate into their business. Palantir is looking to get into the sub-niches, offering a various amounts of AIP products. So not just AIP in general, all these various different products within there that fit the kind of sub niches of these different businesses. And this really correlates with the growth potential here for PLTR. Talking about the total addressable market. And in a broad scope of things, look at what NVIDIA has already done. The fact that Palantir's growth potential and the fact that we've seen some data that the return on investments for companies getting into AI industry, AI softwares, has been very lucrative. Palantir, this is a win-win situation in terms of its commercial side of things. And tapping into this kind of unlimited right now potential market share of all the products that it can offer, because it is a leading competitor right now in the AI industry. This shows you the growth potential that really is behind PLTR. And I would agree right here that it is still really in the early stages of saturating these end markets. PLTR, ladies and gentlemen, right now is sitting only at a $49 billion market cap. Compare that to some of the other top AI stocks right now, such as NVIDIA, sitting here at a market cap of $2 trillion. So Palantir, this does show you and kind of brings into true perspective, just looking at pure numbers here in direct comparison, that early stages of saturating end markets, I couldn't agree anymore, particularly, like I said, in its growth potential for AIP. In talking about this, one of the big things that we see, of course, the enduring premium valuation. Palantir is expensive right now if we look at a fair kind of value oriented type of perspective. This is just the fact. However, it is in line with a lot of also its big company peers. We're talking about different SaaS stocks that are also getting involved into AI. Seeking Alpha here mentions ServiceNow, talking about a similar valuation and growth. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in an AI boom, and that is what's happening right now. Palantir, people are willing to pay for a premium because many are expecting its future earnings reports to continue to be very, very lucrative. Now, talking about quarter one earnings, diving deep into this and specifically looking on how quickly PLTR is really growing. The company's quarter over quarter margins are improving, and we saw from Q3 to Q4 in the matter of one quarter, Palantir saw a 700 basis points jumps in its operating margins, which caused also this operating income to grow from 40 million to 65 million in one quarter. And also really encouraged here by the 7 positive earnings per share revisions put out by the analysts over the last 3 months. And I get a lot of these data as I can see all these articles right here from Seeking Alpha. I am an affiliate with them, so if you want 20% off their premium membership, make sure you do go down in the description and check that out. However, what we're talking about here, the earnings per share revisions right here, we've seen 7 in the last 90 days in the bullish direction. This is exactly why PLTR carries a high valuation behind it, sitting here at 8 cents, is because the analysts and a lot of people out there are expecting PLTR to continue to basically cross over the bar that Wall Street is setting it at, accomplishing these milestones quarter after quarter. And looking at the different things that we do need to talk about for PLTR, of course, is some risk right here. We could have big swings in the market. What happens, of course, if the Fed decided to increase interest rates? That's when I think we would see a little bit of a pullback and people wondering, okay, what is really happening with the economy right now? But big things for PLTR is I see Dan Ives right here. He's one of my favorite analysts over at Webush, continuing to be bullish on PLTR, remaining upbeat. Despite past year's run, we see right here still continuing to increase his price targets. PLTR stock going from 35 from 30 over the firm's growth perspectives in terms of price targets right here. We see Kathy Wood from the ARK Fund that is still continuing to accumulate PLTR, especially at the price that's right about here at that $22 area. She's been accumulating a ton of shares in the previous last few days. If you haven't seen any of that, check out the previous videos. And also, we see Alex Karp being very involved in the general world right here. He actually is up at the Hill in the Valley Forum on AI security today, talking about a lot of the different types of kind of tensions that we have in the world right now, important tensions that need to be addressed in how PLTR can get involved and how it's becoming involved with that. So what we see here is Alex Karp going out, speaking, showing his face in public. Great things for the actual company itself. And right here, Zacks ranking. A lot of people do actually like to use Zacks. If you guys haven't heard of them before, they give rankings from basically strong buy to strong sell. And what they really use their gauge on is earnings per share revisions. That's one of their big gauges for how they actually rank these stocks. PLTR has been, like I said, having those earnings per share revisions that have been in the bullish direction. So we've seen the Zacks ranking that's been held decently high for PLTR. Other than that, that's where we do sit at right now. In terms of my prediction and what we could be seeing, I think we're going to continue to see a run up in the short term. And that is because we have the Fed. Everybody was waiting what their decision was going to be. That was holding interest rates steady. The market is pricing that in as we speak. We're seeing futures that are increasing a little bit. And also in terms of the call volume, like I said, at that kind of $23 strike price, we're seeing a more kind of lucrative volume that is coming in there. So short term, PLTR, I think we're going to see a little bit of a run up. With earnings that will be released, these next few days are going to be incredibly important. We'll see what happens if any types of news is released, what kind of articles are going to be released, but we're going to keep a very close eye on it, making sure you guys get all the information you need. Of course, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, make sure you drop a comment. What was your favorite part about it? Tell me. I want to know your discussions. What are you thinking about PLTR right now in the general market? And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Take care. Data Dispatch out.